Hello FlowStube, my name is Tamara and I am very glad to see you on my channel. In today's video I will finally, yes finally, show you the finished project from Mirabilia English Roses. I have pretty good progress on this Bucilla summer countryside, and also I'm going to show you in between what I am still doing with my cross-stitch life. I hope you'll enjoy this video. I'm still stitching this beauty and I wanted to show you what I have achieved. I have stitched everything, meaning like the cross stitches and the back stitch which had to be done is done. So first of all, since the last time you saw it, I made this lady and the background and the back stitch, and I also finished here this upper part of the design. So what I intend to do, what I have to do, still I have to do, this is attach the ribbons and attach the beads. The chart, so if you read the instructions in the chart says to attach first the ribbons and then attach the beads because of the fact how the ribbons will be attached. Some of the beads may be adjusted. And yes, I agree, because I had this situation, but here, where the beads have to be attached, like, I mean, the lady, there are no ribbons here. That's why I decided that my bead work I'm going to divide into two. So now I'm going to start attaching the beads on the lady. By the way, these are my beads. I'm going to start attaching the beads on the lady, and then, after finishing beading this one, the circle, I'm going to attach the ribbons, because the ribbons come just around here, and they are down. And then I'm going to attach the beads which come through, like, in between the ribbons. And hopefully this design is going to be ready soon. But it's not a difficult design, by the way. I'm stitching it like pretty quickly now. And I finally finished stitching this design. I mean, like, English Roses, Mirabilia, because I have a feeling that I showed this design to you a lot in my recent videos. And this is what I have. Yes, a beauty. No matter that this is a pretty popular design, that a lot of stitchers still stitch it, I couldn't how do I say, stop myself not to stitch it too, because it's beautiful. And I haven't seen this design live. I mean, like, I saw it in videos, photos, but never live. And you know, when I finished, because it was finished today and I'm filming today, when I finished it and it was still on the frame, I kind of, like, 2 or 3 minutes, I just stopped and I just was like just examining, looking at it, and told myself that still it's a very, very beautiful design. I stitched this design on the desert sand fabric, which is recommended in the key. I used the materials which are asked in the key. It was a bit difficult with the YLI ribbons, because they are out of production, out of print now. But this design was put together not like recently. It is already like with all the materials for, I think, 2 years or even more, because I started getting the materials for this design like back in time, and I have it ready for, I'm sure that for 2 years I have it ready. And every spring, yes, I don't know why, every spring I have this urge to start stitching this one, but nevertheless other designs come first, and this spring I said that I have to, because I want to, because this one all the time goes somewhere back on the list. Started it and stitched it. It's not a difficult design to be stitched. It doesn't take a long time, even if it might seem difficult, but it's not really, it's not, and it's not a lot of stitching in it actually, because as I already said, the three main parts you have to stitch, it's like this one where you don't have back stitch, you don't have like beads, you don't have anything. The same thing is here, but it's a bit more like the mixing up, and the circle where the girl is, like the main subject, the main attraction of this design. For some of you, maybe it will be it will seem difficult, the ribbons, but they are not. They are not actually, because for me it's not the first time I stitched with ribbons, so I wasn't like afraid that I won't succeed. I knew that if I'll try and I'll do my best, I'll manage to stitch this this one. So from the last time you saw it, I actually, so what I actually made, I added the iris beads here, not the big beads. Then I did the ribbon roses and ribbon leaves, and here as well, and then added the rest of the beading. About the ribbons, they are pretty easy to be done. If you would look in YouTube, you will write ribbon rose tutorial. You will see this one, because first you have to stitch kind of a star with back stitch, do kind of star, and then you're going like for those ones. I did roses like this, but they were a little bit smaller on the skirt of one of my half dolls. But the only thing which I really cared about, and I was careful, so that the ribbon would go in such a way so that the rose would look natural and beautiful. So I took care of this one. And when the time, so because here you have to do just two elements when it comes to ribbons. So you have to do the roses and you have to do the leaves. And I was sure that it will take more time and more, how they say, it's going to be more fast when doing the roses, but the leaves are going to be done very, very quickly. Pooh, it was opposite. I don't know why. So for the roses, they went very smooth, very nice. I wasn't like in a hurry. I was doing them like nicely, trying to arrange them nicely, and I just finished them. But the leaves here, I mean, like made with ribbons, but as if you are doing a lazy daisy, you know? I don't know why, but for me it was kind of fast. I didn't like how they, and I still don't like 100% how they look like. I know that in nature the leaves also don't have to look one like the other, and they don't have to be perfect, but nevertheless it's not what I expected. I expected something else, but I like kind of put myself together, and I still did it. And when I finished with the ribbons, I finished also the beading, because in between these ribbons there are two colors of bead. There is like metallic green and metallic pink, and I just added the beads here everywhere, and in the end these large beads which come here on her head. And that's it. It was pretty easy, it was pretty nice, and yeah, I love this one very, very much. I won't try to frame it by myself. You know that I am a great lover of finishing my designs by myself, and but not this one. Not this one, as I saw many of this. I saw this design many times finished in more or less such a frame. You see, like dark brown, even black, with ornaments on it, and I love it. With no mat, I mean no passepartout, no mat, just with the frame. So ideally I would like to finish it like this, in a frame kind of like this, and I'll do it like in a frame shop, or how it's called, workshop, in a frame workshop, like professionally. So I'm going to put it carefully in the box with the stitch designs, and it's going to wait for its honorable framing. What else about the back stitch, because as I said, there are pretty many how to say, pretty many videos showing this design being stitched, but I haven't watched any of them. Like, I mean, like before starting this design, while stitching this design, because I didn't want to spoil my, how to say, my feelings, my emotions while stitching it. Because for me, for example, personally, if a design is popular and I like it, I don't have absolutely anything against stitching it as well. I'm going to stitch it. But if at some moment of time, or at any moment of time, the design is being stitched massively on YouTube and I'm watching it, kind of I'm getting tired. My eyes are getting tired of this project, you know. I'm going to buy it, put it somewhere aside, and like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years, I'm going to stitch it as well when I'll feel that I want to stitch it, when I haven't seen it for a couple of years, things like this. That's why I haven't watched any of the videos to see the advice about this, but in the instructions they said that the face profile, it should be stitched, the back stitch, it should be in 2 threads. You know, I started in, first I thought why, because it seemed to me strange, because usually this kind of back stitch is in 1 strand, but I thought maybe it will give a special effect, I don't know. And I started here stitching in 2, but no, I didn't like it at all, just like frogged it off and made it in 1. And but on the other side, for example, the eyebrow, it was said to do it in 1 thread. I didn't like how it looked in 1 thread, and we added 1 more thread and I made it in 2. So little things like this. For example, the back stitch in roses, there is back stitch, pink back stitch. It also was said to make it in 2 threads. I made it in 1 because I didn't like how it looked in 2. But these are little things which you as stitchers already will decide by yourself, and will do it. And as I said, nevertheless, the design is super duper beautiful. Speaking about the materials, if it's going to be interesting for some of you who didn't stitch it and would like to have it as a future project, first of all, let me refer to, because why do I want to mention? Because I just found out that the key which is given here, the materials, you don't need how do I say, as many as they advise you. Okay, first of all, the craning. They recommend 2 colors of craning. They recommend it to be number 8 very fine braid, and as I said, it doesn't have any sense for you to buy number 8. You can buy the same shades in number 4, because in number 8 it's more difficult to stitch, and the cross stitches, they don't look as neat as they would have looked in number 4. So, but nevertheless, this one, like 021, I stitched it in 8 because I had the number 8 purchased, and this is the only leftover. So be careful how you are stitching it, because if you're not stitching it carefully, or if you make a mistake and you have to like rip it off, you may be in the situation of buying 1 more spool. And then the second color of craning is this one, 9294, and also it should be a number 8. And here honestly I would strongly recommend you to buy a number 4, because this one comes in like patches, in the headdress here, and in number 8 is pretty difficult to stitch it, because number 8 is thicker, number 4 is thinner. And in this case I didn't even buy a new spool, so I had the number 8 left over, and I had a number, so the same number of the same color. Yes, I said I had in number 8 in number 4, but it was left over. And as I already showed, I kind of started first with number 8, stitched everything I had with number 8, made here this patch, didn't like how it looked like. I ripped it off and I stitched with number 4, and number 4 finished, but I still needed this craning here, and I had to order 1 more. Of course, I ordered number 4, 9294. I ordered it in number 4, and I used a piece of it to make it like the 150 something cross stitches I had to make here. So this is the idea about the craning. So if you don't like and you think it's not going to be okay with you number 8, buy number 4. Then the ribbons. In my case, the ribbons were according to the key. The only thing is that, which 163, this one, it shouldn't be, this darker pink, it shouldn't be 4 millimeters, the Width, it should be 2. I didn't find it in 2, and honestly I didn't even look like thoroughly to find it in 2, because these ribbons, they are out of print. So the fact that I found them according to the key, I mean the colors, I was grateful for that, and I said thank you. So it says that the lighter pink 157, it should be 5 yards, and the thing is that this one, this ribbon, it was used most of all, because for example, in this circle, each side contains 3 roses of this color. So it's 3, 3, 3, 3. So it means it's 12 roses. Then 2 roses here, it's 14 roses. And 2 smaller roses. So 14 big, 2 small roses. Quite a lot of roses. I have left over, but it was a moment when I thought that, oh, it's going to be enough, this ribbon. So yeah, this is the most used ribbon here. Then the 163, which should have been 2 millimeters, it says 6 yards. Why it should be 6 yards? Because I bought them in yardage, like by yard, you see. I don't know why they said 6 yards, but from with this ribbon you need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roses. So even less than a half, like less than a half comparing to other color of pink. Maybe 2 millimeter like width, it will go more of the ribbon, but nevertheless it's a lot. Okay, you buy it like according to the key, but I wanted to tell you that not all of it goes down. And the green one, 31 and 42, this is lighter and darker green. I would say more or less they were used the same, because I still have leftovers with both of them. I'm happy about these leftovers because there are many designs of Victoria Sampler which ask for thread, for wildlife thread. And I'm intending using them in Victoria Sampler. Okay, even if they're, for example, they say another shade of pink, and if this one is going to be okay, but in most of the cases they are okay, I'm going to use these ribbons for Victoria Sampler design. So for sure they are going to have a long, good use. Then the beads, by the way. So the key says that this color 168, you need 2 packs. 1 pack I had and it was open. This one was open and taken from it. But if the key said 2 packs, I bought 1 more just in case. I haven't even opened this one. You see, it's still full. And from the one which I poured here, I still have. You see? So I think 1 box is going to be enough. I think so. Then it was also this beads 03035, this ones. So I used to have them in my box. I was not sure if I have 2 packs. That's why just in case I bought 1 more pack. I poured it here and you see how much I still have left. So again, I think 1 pack is going to be enough of this one. You shouldn't buy like 2, unless, I don't know, if you want like desperately to do this. But if you don't want to spend the money like from the very beginning, I mean, maybe you have them in your stash and you don't have to spend it at all, you see, that's the thing. And then the pink one, this is 553. This one, I had it like in my stash. I poured it here and I used it again, not very much because I have a lot of leftover here. And already the pebbles 05202, these ones, they are needed like here, and they needed like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course there are leftovers, but you cannot do anything with it. You have to buy the whole pack, so that you would take 8 from it, so that you would use it here. Yeah. So this would be about the materials. This is how my beautiful design looks like, and as usually I say, I am happy that 1 more design has been stitched and is ready. Beautiful one, very, very beautiful. So how to say, it's fair that this design is considered to be beautiful and delicate. Nice one. I wanted to show off, let's say so, that I have very good progress on this project, and I wanted to share it with you. So this is Bucilla, summer countryside, pretty old kit. I mean, like, it's from 1990, very old. And I'm stitching it, and I said that it's not an easy task because I don't have the chart in my app, stitching app, and I'm kind of struggling because it's a very big mess here when you're stitching. But nevertheless, I have stitched half of it. And this is due to the fact that the design is not large. So this one is 16 by 7 inches. So the design is not large. I replaced the original 14 count Aida with 28 count Cashel. So I haven't taken from the size. I left the same size. Just the fact that I replaced it with Aida with linen. It's not obligatory because here what the design, the stitch design, it's fully stitched, so you don't have like spaces here of fabric. It's your choice. So if you choose not to change the fabric, it's absolutely okay. It's just when you frame it, it's going to be seen here on the edges, but the rest of it is going to be okay. I started from the middle, from the center. I just on the chart I saw the center, I calculated the center here on my fabric. And why I can tell you that it's half, because the half of the design comes kind of like this. Yes, I have here an unstitched patch, but the thing is that stitching still goes a little bit more, so for sure I have half of it stitching. And the thing which makes me happiest at all, it's not the fact that it's half stitched, but it's the fact that the project is being stitched not as I thought in the beginning. Why and how? So when I started it, I said that I started with the center. The center is here, so you could see the mess of stitches I have here. So I started with from here, and I realized that it's difficult, and the difficulty because of the chart and the symbols, because the symbols, they are pretty much the same. So it's a triangle, uncolored triangle, a colored triangle, a triangle like with direction, like we're pointing up, pointing down. It's crazy. And when I started, I was kind of how would I say, unorganized. I wasn't used to the symbols, and I kind of was missing symbols which were near. For example, I was stitching like 3 ones, and there was one more there, I couldn't see it, things like this. And after stitching this part, I said that this one is going to be a long project, because I'm going to stitch probably a little bit. I'm going to get tired, to get bored of this project, and I'm going to leave it. And like stitching this part, I got to the house kind of relaxed a little bit, you know. Then I had the sky and this part of the roses. And when I got to the sky, but the sky was stitched easily, and this part of the roses, I got into, how they say, I got used to the symbols. I got the logics of, because yes, it's a confetti, but how they tell you, it's a logical confetti, because the pink colors which are used in the roses, let's say it's 4 colors, they're used in all the roses. The greenery which is used for leaves, like among the roses, it's like 4 or 5 colors of green, but they are the same, they go the same, you see. And if you find the logics of like doing them, it's pretty easy. You have to be careful not to like misplace them. I mean the crosses, the cross stitches, but it's okay. So when I understood the when I got used to the symbols, I understood the logics. The design started to move quicker, and I just caught myself on the thought that I'm liking, or I like very much, how do I say, diving into this confetti and like choosing the next symbol I'm going to stitch and where it is and things like this. So yes, because after I stitched, as I said, after I stitched this thing, so this part was stitched pretty easy and pretty fast. And I was surprised. And yes, I would agree that this side of the stitch, this is the easiest one. I mean, like the meadow, yes, because it's patches of the same color, and it's much easier. So the big mess was here, and one of the big messes is here, and I went through it, and I am super duper happy. And what else? The back stitch, because the whole design is stitched in 2 threads. There is only one blend, so there are no half stitches, no like stitching in 1 thread, in 3 threads, just 2 threads, cross stitch, simple, yes, as that. The only thing is that there is a blend. The blend was already used here. I mean the greenery here, it's the blend, and I already used it. And the back stitch, there is back stitch, which I am doing, like the as long as I'm stitching the element and I can afford myself to do the back stitch, I'm doing it. Because you see here, I think it's a fence, this one. I haven't realized till the end what this one is, but I think it's a fence. So some back stitches here, some back stitch on the house. The back stitch is again pretty easy, and it's just from 3 colors. It's light gray and lighter and dark brown, and that's it. So the house had all the 3 colors of the back stitch. You see on the windows it has a light gray, and then the house itself somewhere, some touches, not everything is back stitched. If you see here, there is no back stitch, just some touches are back stitched, you see, and this is a very nice effect. And the sheep are also back stitched, all of them. And like I don't have a lot of backstitch left. I have some backstitch on this fence, and I have some backstitch on this fence, and that's it. And like when I got to this to the half of the design, you know, I kind of said, I think I already stitched the how do I say, the difficult part, the difficult half of it. And you'll say, how come? I don't know why, but for me this half, it's more difficult. Why? Because first of all, this bush I already stitched. I have it stitched. The house, again, it's a like conglomerate confetti of stitches. I did it. So starting with here, all these roses are done. This part is done. This part is done. The sheep are done. This part is easy. The meadow, the lawn, I don't know how to call it. I do agree. It's easy. This one is not difficult. But from what, and the sky also is I said difficult is easy to stitch, and the sky also it's easy to stitch, because these stitches come from patches, usually of the same color. What I have left actually is again roses, but as I said, I already understood the logics of stitching them, and I have here also some flowers, some flowers here, and the fence with a little bit of roses. Here, like some greenery here. The rest of it, again, it's sky and this one. I don't know why. I think here I don't have so many challenges as I had here. And as you can see, not how do I say, the lower part. You see, this one is higher and this one is lower. So kind of here is more stitches than here. At least I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so. I'll see. So I will continue stitching it like with the same tactics. I mean, whenever I feel that because there were days, like 2, I think the most, it was like 3 days in a row, I just stitched this design. When I got like here, like this part, it was really kind of going. And when I feel that I'm into this design, I decided that I'm going to stitch it, because I really make progress. And when I feel that, okay, I got tired, I want to stitch something else, I will stop. So I'm going to continue, as I said, with the same tactics, because it works. And it works very well for me and my, how to say, inspiration, yes? And one thread already finished. Yes, it was just one, how do you say, one strand of 6, like, how it's called, it's strand, the one which is made up of 6 strands. how the hell we call them? Just let me. Number of yards. Oh, So 1 yard. 1 yard already finished. Dark color, medium peach. This one, medium peach. So in Bucilla, because these are Bucilla threads, it's 6174. Let me show you. It's salmon. It's peach. Peach salmon. This one, you see? It's this one. So I used this thread. I used kind of like here. It was used here, and it was used here. You see, in these things, and on the a little bit on the ships, and it finished. And when I see that it is finishing, I kind of checked the chart, and it's not used. So the rest of the chart, it doesn't contain. I mean, like the other half of the design doesn't contain this symbol with this color. But having like the last strand, you know, just in case, I got my DMC card, how it's called, card album card with like actual threads, and try to look the most close color as this one. And surprise, surprise, similar one I couldn't find. That's why I said most close. Similar one I couldn't find. And you know, it is true actually when people are saying that some threads which are in some designs, they cannot be replaced by DMC, let's say, which is the most popular one. I realized, like when I started filming, I realized that I haven't checked it in anchor threads, because I also have the shade card of anchor threads. Maybe in anchor there is one which is even much closer, but in DMC, like the same, absolutely the same color couldn't find. But I looked like the next, how to say, most close color, and I just put down in the on the paper in the key next to this color, just in case I'm going to meet it somewhere here, I'm going to use already DMC. I didn't like I wasn't upset. I wasn't like, oh, things like this. The design is very old, so it has like 34 years. You're not going to blame anybody about anything. It's just after my dimensions cozy glen, you know, the round design, which is also kind of the same thing. I mean, a lot of landscape with a lot of colors like this. And I understood that in this kind of design, if I'm going to have like the same symbol and I'm going to use pretty much the same color, it's not going to be a big tragedy. That's why I said that's okay. If I'm going to have the symbol again, I'm going to use something else. So no worries, as I said. Yeah, so this would be my first half of this design. Very glad that it's progressing. Very glad that I am enjoying stitching it. And I'll let you know when I'll have more progress. I don't know if I'm going to make another statement when I'll have another piece of it being stitched, where I'm going to show you the ready finished design. I'll see. Everything depends on how I have the mood of filming and how quick this design is going to be stitched. But nevertheless, I wanted to again boast, yes, that half of the design is already stitched. And now it's going to be that part of my videos where I am speaking about something which I have stitched previously. I mean, like a long time ago, not such a long time ago, but I want to finish it into something. And this time is going to be a design which for those who haven't watched my first videos, I mean like 3 or 4 years ago, you haven't seen these designs. So I have 4 designs of 4 little girls by Luca S. Luca S is a brand from Moldova, from my home country, and this is the brand which I started stitching with. So my first stitch designs are from Luca S. And these girls, all 4 of them, were stitched in 2014. Yes, I remember, because how do I say, sometimes our life situations make us remember our stitches. Yes, so I remember that these ones were stitched in 2014, and now it's 2024, so 10 years ago. They are stitched on Aida. Nowadays I'm stitching very rarely on Aida, if you noticed, but these ones are stitched with Aida 16th count, which was in the kit, with the anchor threads, which are in the kit. The designs are very cute. So now, even nowadays, I am like, how do I say, admiring them, because they are beautiful. And so I have, let me show you the 4 of them. So I have a little girl stitching with hoops, you see, with a hat. There is a kitten playing there. She's somewhere on the grass. And I have such a girl, which is admiring some birds, and she's picking up flowers. Again, back stitch, the cross stitches, very nice, very nice. Then I have one with a goose, this one, which again is very cute. And the last one with pigeons. This is how it looks like. And I don't know why, I was like all the time, I was thinking that these ones are going to be finished into pillows, like not pin cushions, pillows. But taking into account the fact that I'm not sewing, I don't have a sewing machine, I was like, okay, I'm going to ask somebody to do it. So when I'll find the person who can do this for me, I'll ask the person. I'm just going to buy the necessary fabric accompanying, which is going to be nice, and I'm going to make pin cushions, pillows with this one. But and all the time when I was like going to this 4, they're going to be pillows. What do I have next? Every time I'm just looking into the stitched pile of my projects, and when the other time I was like looking, this girl was on top, and I looked at her and I said, oh I mean, like, oh she reminded me very much of this figurine of the stitching young lady, because this one is a little girl, this one is a young lady, of Royal Worcester. Yes, the embroidery, you know, I told you about this one. And I like, wow, this one looks like very nice. And take into account that these beautiful ladies, stitching ladies figurines, they are on a shelf in my stitching cupboard. I said, why not having this one framed and putting it in the cupboard as a background, you know, because it's one thing you can have there, like just the walls of the cupboard, or how would I call, and it's another thing if you have a beautiful thing. And one more like thing which I realized kind of unexpectedly for me, that I don't have I'm not sure if I have other stitch designs where there is a stitcher on it, you know. I said, wow. And I said, I'm going to finish it with a frame. Found a frame at Range. I mean, like a simple, very like cheap frame, but the thing is that I didn't choose it of being cheap. I chose it according to the color, you know, like the thing. It's a plastic, it's a cheap one, and I just I didn't know exactly the size of the girl. I just picked in the shop what I think is going to be appropriate, and this is how it would look like. Yes, I know that it can be also like this. You see, and it's going to look, I think this way it looks better. This way it looks better. It can be like this as well. So I said, why not having her like this? And yes, the decision was made. She's going to be framed. And I said, okay, this one is going to be framed. The rest of them are going to be pillows. I have a feeling of the pillows. But having this frame, I said, let me see how the same frame, model frame, is going to look on the others. And I was surprised that actually they look very, very pretty in this model frame. All of them. Some of them have more space, some of them have less space, but all of them look very, very nice. And I said, why not? Why not? So the decision is not final. It wasn't made like finally made, but I'm going to think about it. If I'm going to decide myself, I'm going to buy 3 more frames like this, and I'm going to frame the others, and they are not going to be pillows. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all of them for myself. I mean, like this teacher, for sure it's going to be mine. But the other 3, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep for myself or I'm going to give them as a present to my mom, because she has a larger house with more walls. Which her walls already have my stitching, but why not having more of my stitching? So yeah, I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to, if I'm going to decide, I'm going to buy 3 more frames like this and frame it. Yeah, so I'm going to do the stitcher first and show it to you, and you'll see what is going to happen with the rest of the girls. And this is how it looks framed. Like nothing unusual, everything was made easily and simply. I'm going to try to put it next to the figurine and film it nicely so that you can see what I was intending to do, meaning like which was my inspiration. And I'll think about the other 3, like to buy, because anyway I don't have the frames now, so I have to go and buy them, and I'll think if I want them in this frame, and why not? But one of them is already finished in such a simple frame. And I will have a new start because of these beauties. Yes, pansies. They started blooming, and when I saw them I was so kind of inspired and happy. And the first thing I remembered, of course, because I stitch a lot of Jasmine, she has a lot of pansies in her designs. The first design I remembered about it was this one, Spring in the Air, and you know, like the pansies, all these things. But take into account that now I'm still working at a big design, I mean a big sampler. I said, what should I do? And I happily remembered that actually there is a new design which was released, like not Pansy Petals, not such a long time ago, and this one is a tiny pink cushion, which I'm going to stitch fast. And I said, yay! And I have the fabric, I have such color fabric, so yes, these beauties, little true beauties, are going to be inspiration for this project. And there are more to bloom, by the way. There are like, see? So I'm expecting, by the time I'm going to finish stitching this one and like having it into a pink cushion, I hope I'll have here more pansies. And I am already ready to start stitching this design. So this is the type of designs where you have on the other side, you already have the chart. It says that it should be stitched on 32nd count lilac Wicks linen. I suppose it's Wicks Dye Works, I think. I don't have Wicks Dye Works in lilac, but I have 2 pieces of lilac linen from Zweigart. And I have kind of, this is lighter and this is darker. And I decided that I'm going to stitch on this one which is darker. So I'm going to stitch on this one. And what else? The threads, surprisingly, just 10 shades DMC, and these other shades I already picked them up. These other shades of DMC which are going to be used. And besides this, I also need the embellishment pack, which was here. The embellishment pack again is pretty simple. It's petite beads. It's pink, it's iris, and it's the sequin flower. And this sequin flower should be attached in the middle of the Pansy here. And as you see here, they finished it in a pink cushion, and most probably I'm going to finish it in a pink cushion as well, because this is a small design. It's just 35 by 35 stitches, so I don't see it like finished otherwise than a little beautiful I mean like pink cushion. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it something with like hanging and I'm going to put it on my tree. I'll see about that, but it's going to be a pink cushion like this. But first I have to stitch it. So I'm going to stitch it, most probably finish it, and then I'm going to show it to you and you'll see what I have accomplished. And I have a finished result. Yes, I have such a pin cushion. So yes, I said that I'm going to finish it into a pin cushion. And this is the case when probably I spent the same, so the time I spent for stitching, it was equal with the time I spent for finishing. Yeah. It was long. I don't know why it was long. Okay, I know why, because I'm not quick in finishings. I know why. I don't have like the, how do I say, the dexterity, yeah, to do it quickly. So after filming like yesterday, I just, you saw that I had everything organized, and I just said to myself, let me stitch. And I stitched. So until evening, not late evening, I stitched everything. So I stitched the, what I have to, the Pansy, the frame, because there is a frame here. And while stitching this frame, I knowing that I'm going to make out of it a pin cushion, I decided to have this side also. So I just doubled. I repeated like the frame which was here, I repeated it here. Nothing like I haven't invented anything. Just as a hint, when I was like stitching with color of threads something here, I was stitching the same thing here. You see, I was doing those stitches twice. It took a little bit more time, but when I finished like this frame, I finished this one as well, and it was as if I didn't have to do the same work twice. You see, I don't know why, but for me it was easier to do it like this. Then I stitched the beautiful Pansy. It's an absolutely easy stitch, beautiful colors, so nice, really, really nice. The back stitch here is minimum, I would say, so just the stems of these flowers, and there are beads, two color of beads. So the iris beads comes here, like on the frame, and there are like 4 beads for each flower. There are 5 little flowers, 5 pink little flowers, let's say so. And the sequin had to be put here in the middle and just attached with threads. I did it exactly as the instruction said. You see, I did it exactly like this, and I finished it. And by the way, on the back part where I doubled the frame, so I needed these beads as well. I thought that they may not be enough. I mean, from the embellishment pack, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to look for something similar into my stash, like Mill Hill stash, but no, it was enough. You see, yeah, there are like less purple beads, but it was enough. So I used everything from here. Okay, the finishing. So here on the preview, what you see in the description of the finishing, it says that they use the Dritz pins. These pins use the tent to get out. You probably know about that. I know about that. I don't like very much to like finish them with these pins, I have Prim. I have kind of this kind of pins, and they are from Prim. And I could like attach a bead here and use Prim pins, and it would have looked the same. But I remembered that in one of the videos of an Ukrainian vlogger, she finished this one and one more by Just Nan. She finished it more or less like this, you see, with this kind of bead tassel. And I remember when I watched her video, it was a couple of months ago, even more, I think. I liked very much this finishing, very, very much. And I said to myself that, okay, when I'm going to have one of the Just Nans or another small pincushion, because they look nice when they are small. You see, it's like a jewelry. When they are like, the pincushions are small. And I said, when I'll have a pincushion like this, I'm going to try to finish it the same. That's why I wanted to try. But I stitched it last evening, not night, evening. I stitched it, I like finished everything, attaching everything. I cut it, I used the fray check and let it to dry, the fray check liquid, and that's it. It was already late. I said, and I picked the materials for finishing and watched the video one more time. And because it's not a tutorial there how to do it, it's just a video in which she shows it like finished, and I had like to look at it one more time, more or less to understand how to make it. So I picked up the materials, and this morning, because you see that I have sun and I'm happy that I have sun, and yes, I'm sorry about my voice. Apparently even yesterday I was feeling that my throat is not okay, but today the situation got worse. That's why I'm going to film this one and finish this video and get well. So prepared everything, and this morning started finishing it. And yes, I said that it took like more time. I don't know why, but nevertheless there is a happy ending. I have the finishing. So what did I do? I looked in the Mill Hill beads, petite, which I had, and I tried to choose something which would look like the beads which were used in the design. You see, like pink beads and the iris beads. You see, that's why I chose these colors. And also on the edges there are like 4mm big cornices by Swarovski Amethyst. It's the color. And here you see that this one also is holding so I'm going to hang this one on my tree, where I have a lot of things hanged. Oh, okay, not so much lot, but this one is going to hang. That's why it has this beautiful tassel, and it has it's very pleasant not touching this one, and it's nice. I really, really like it, and I'm happy that I managed to finish it in such a beautiful thing. And that's it. That's everything what I'm going to show you in today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was interesting for you, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.